temporal.
The moon is full and the stars are aligned. The sky is an eerie black. It's the night of the biggest vampire on the hunt on the attack. He spreads his wings as he takes from the air like smoke from a roaring fire, salivating for a little slice of that sweet carnal desire. On your marks, get ready, set, go! 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 So get on with the show!
Live from Las Vegas, Nevada, 14 floors above the floor, and from an undisclosed location from Pacific Northwest. This is the one and only TWO Stoned. I am Johnny.
And I am Marco. Welcome to the show. Another Tuesday, and the moon is actually full tonight. How are we doing tonight, Johnny?
I am feeling good, regenerated, replenished.
Yeah, and let me take this opportunity to say happy late birthday.
It was a good one. It was a good one this year. Thanks for sending over the little girls.
I plead the fifth.
I ain't saying who sent them over, but somebody sent over some little dancing girls. It was so much fun. We got to blow out the cake.
Did they come out of the cake?
They did not, but I wish next year you guys could spend a little extra and have them come out of the cake. Not saying that you did it.
Just have them crawl out of the cake like the chest burster in Alien.
And of course, the great pause reality is tonight wishing me a happy birthday. You know why? Because I'm a good guy. I don't know.
Yes, all good men talk about how great they are.
But all in all, had a good birthday. Drank a little too much yesterday. Recovered today. I'm feeling back to normal.
little more hydrated, a little more rejuvenated.
Yep, a lot more grease hitting the gut.
Oh yeah, good stuff. Good stuff.
Yeah, I mean, the first thing you got to do when you're hungover is you got to go to McDonald's.
McDonald's or Pizza Hut or anything that has super greasy food.
Yeah, and you need that goddamn sausage muffin with egg. That'll cure anybody's hangover.
Yeah, sausage or eggs or, well, I mean, even if you just go to like a mom and pop store where you get just get the fish and chips, just get some battered goodness in you. That'll cure any hangover.
Fuck yeah, hash browns are the best at Denny's
God, yeah,
hash browns.
Yeah.
I mean, if I'm eating hash browns, I am fucked up or I'm hungover. I have never eaten hash browns a normal life. I never get why don't you know what? Why don't you take some potatoes and just dump them in grease and fry the shit out of them on both ends and make sure they're frozen in the middle?
Yeah, that's where the crunch comes from. You think it's from the crispy bits on the other side, but no, it has to have a little bit of frozen in the middle, just so you know it's shit. Not enough to make you sick, but just enough to make you know this wasn't homemade.
Yeah, and to this day, I wonder if I'm hungover the next day because I ate shitty foods, or it was the alcohol.
I mean, it could be both. Can it be both?
Well, my receipt said that I ordered 36 White Castle sliders. Now, I don't know if there was other people here. I was a little blackout drunk. I could not find the remnant. I found all the wrappers. I might have ate 36 fucking cheeseburgers.
I mean, I'm guessing you either ate the 36 sliders, or you probably ate a vast majority of them, and then the rest of them you just chucked them off your balcony at strangers.
That's what I thought too. I woke up the next day. I'm like, I went downstairs. I'm looking around for cheeseburgers. I've had to have chucked them off at people.
I guess the homeless got to him before you could get to him.
Pause. Let's relax. I mean, let's not add the slice of cheese onto the hash browns. That's just too much.
No, you're eating hash browns because you're hungover. You don't treat yourself with cheese.
Yeah, no cheddar cheese added. You.
No, cheese is for when you do. Cheese is when you do something good and you're celebrating. You're recovering.
And no matter how much ketchup you have, you never have enough ketchup for your hash browns, ever.
God, yeah, it's either you just eat your hash browns dry, or you just wait for another 10-15 minutes or however long for them to go fetch you another fucking ketchup bottle, or you're just gonna be that one psycho who just goes over and grabs ketchup off of people's tables.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. Some hash browns, they love to suck up the ketchup. Boy, we are really hitting them hard tonight with the hard-hitting shit to begin.
Yeah, talk about hash browns for another 10 minutes.
I'm the kind of guy that would have Bill Nye, the science guy, on and ask him, like, why do hash browns suck up so much ketchup?
I imagine it's probably because it's very starchy.
Just a big bowl of starch in the morning.
Yeah.
Here's some potatoes, you Irish fuck.
Hey man, it's only stupid if it doesn't work, right?
Okay, so I'm going to do an experiment tonight.
Mm-hmm.
I have 2 600 milligram edibles.
Okie doke.
And I'm going to pop them right now. So I want to see if I can make it to the end without completely losing this. I'm into a whole new world of this edibles, and I'm hooked.
Okay, so you're eating 1,200 milligrams worth right now?
Yep.
Okay, so we'll check back in a half hour, and we'll see. We'll check the results.
No, I usually just do a half of one. I usually just do 300. I'm doing 600 milligrams. We'll see. No, 1,200 milligrams. No, that's 1,200 milligrams.
Yeah,
that might be too much.
Yeah, that you might have overdone it a little bit. I'm guessing they're gummies from how you're smacking your lips.
Yeah, I'm sorry. That's not very good for radio. How was the show? I don't know. Some guy was eating edibles, smacking his lips. Driving me fucking crazy.
Yeah, I'd really listen to the show if the dude would just stop smacking on gummy bears the whole time.
So you're a musician, right?
I'd like to call myself that, sure.
So I got a Nas. I guess he's going to come on and do a live version of the song. Nas Redner, the guy who played at the beginning of the song.
Yes, the Temple of Pan.
He sent me a video. God, these things are not going down very easy. He sent me a video of him practicing, getting ready for his upcoming live performance on the show. You want to check it out?
Yeah, sure.
That's fucking insane. This guy does it all. He plays all the instruments live at the same time.
Now don't get confused, people. This is just Nas's dad. That thing is cool as shit. I don't care what anybody says.
What? I mean, that was a cartoon, a guy doing for a cartoon soundtrack. Oh my god.
Yeah, that's some shit that they built for like silent films or something.
That was like before. That's like he had a sampler built into his shit. It's weird. It's the coolest thing ever.
Yeah, it was seriously like, it's like, okay, I can play the piano, but what can you put other instruments in there? Yeah, sure. Which ones do you want? How about all of them?
You got a car horn,
Yeah, you got the horn, you got the whistle, you got the cymbals, you got the fucking toms and the bass drum in there. Like that dude's got everything. Like he just made a piano that was like 5 times bigger than it should have been, but it's awesome.
I would go pay to see that. That is incredibly insane.
Yeah, and I bet you that thing is just rotting in some fucking museum because it's over 100 years old.
And I mean, what a fucking... How long do you think it took this guy to learn how to do this?
Well, not only to figure out how to play that thing, but you got to make sure that all those strings are, like, they're all connected properly. Everything's got to be tuned. That little paper wheel thing, that's actually, that little paper section in the middle, that's actually what's controlling the piano, what's playing the keys. And so if that paper gets torn or dirty, then that's fucked. Like, it's so weird.
And as you can tell, he's playing the drums with his feet.
Yeah.
You can hear him. You can hear the kick and the snare going.
Yeah. Yeah, he's just doing all the work with, the paper reels doing the piano shit, but he's doing all the other stuff with his hands and his feet and just using his hands to pull the whistles and the horns and all that other shit. Yeah, I imagine I could probably figure out how to, if you give me enough time, like maybe 2 months, I could probably figure out how to play that.
I bet somebody with a sampler couldn't duplicate that. No way.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm sure they probably could, but it would take them a lot longer than just learning how to play that thing.
I mean, it used to be a lot of guys too. The rich guys would buy those player pianos and they'd put a thing over it so you couldn't see. It was the
right,
and they would pretend to play back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
Much like, have you seen? Much like Ken Tamplin. Have you heard about Ken Tamplin?
No. Who is he?
Okay, where is my picture? I lost the picture. Fuck it. We'll just talk about him. I lost the picture. He's a vocal coach.
Okay.
And he does this little program on YouTube, or you can buy his course. I think it's $9,000.
Oh Jesus! Okay.
And you gain his talent if you can beat No Nut November 3 times in a row. No, I can't. We ain't No Nut in November. But he is a vocal coach, and I guess he was a singer in a Christian rock band back in the 80s.
Okay.
And he's one of these guys with the long hair, but the forehead's coming back. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. Maybe if my hair is long enough, nobody will notice I'm bald.
Yeah, oh my God, I'm over 50, long hair. And guys, if you turn 50 years old and you still have long hair and you're clean shaven, you look like a lesbian. I'm just going to put that out there.
You look like Sam Kinison.
Sam Kinison. But he does this vocal academy, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he does this thing the other day. We'll play it next episode. I had it where he's pretending to play guitar.
Oh, that's always fun.
And he's just shredding his ass off. But you remember when you told me about the pick and how it needs to be like slanted?
Yeah, you got to angle it a certain way. Otherwise, you're flat picking it.
So this guy is flat picking it with a stiff arm and doing these arpeggios that are impossible to even come close.
Yeah, I can imagine it now. Like he's not even in the right hand position, and he's not even doing a perfect wave up and down like he's supposed to. He's just noodling his fingers. You know.
And so some guy goes through these vocal lessons and goes through his live performances, and it figures out he's lip syncing everything. He can't sing. He's a guy that's selling vocal lessons that can't sing. He's pitch correcting his singing lessons. He pitch corrects it with a computer.
Yeah. Or is he a terrible singer, or is he just a great con man? Well, maybe not so great anymore because he got caught, but You know what I mean?
So he got caught, and the other thing I'm kind of nervous about putting any of his shit up because he's going around and suing everybody that's ever said anything bad about him on his on a podcast or on his comment section. So if you wrote him a shitty comment section, you got a fucking letter from his lawyer.
Jeez. Well, I guess it's a good thing that the algorithm has blacklisted us. We can say whatever the fuck we want and nobody will hear it.
Thank God nobody listens to us. Every day I get up, thank God. There was a couple of times too, like it hit 1,000. I'm like, oh, we're in trouble. We're in trouble. We got to make sure people stop listening to us. I'm going to put a couple of really bad shows out. That should calm things down.
Yeah. The moment that we get the message of like, hey, you guys can get monetized, you're like, wait, what? How? What did we do?
We're done. We're done. We're cooked.
Yeah, we're so screwed. After the next episode, we're just banned.
I don't even know how to do it. I'm too stupid to run a YouTube channel. We got a fucking copyright strike from 2 Stone 38. I'm like, you guys had a month and a half to pick. It took you a month and a half to hit a copyright strike on us?
Yeah, and meanwhile, there's some movies on YouTube where it's just like, it's straight up full movies that you can just watch for free. Not even with YouTube Premium. They're just full movies that people have put up, and you could just watch that shit.
It's just unbelievable what is going on YouTube. One guy can say one thing, another guy can't.
Yeah, it's wild. Although I imagine that your association with YouTube in the past, and more so your profile, probably has you put on some sort of blacklist anyway. So you're probably on some sort of shit list on YouTube.
Yeah, Google hates weed. Google hates weed. Bad.
Which is weird, because you'd think that being such a progressive and liberal and open-minded company, you'd think that they would be all about marijuana.
You would, until they get all this advertising money from Pfizer.
Good old Pfizer.
See, you keep smoking that weed, you're going to end up looking like good old me and Marco here.
Yeah, I mean, will you look good? No. But will you give a fuck? Also no.
No. It's like no woman ever wants to fuck you again. I'm like, well, I've had enough.
Well, that's why they call her Mary Jane. Is the only bitch I need.
You'd never be alone, brother. Grab yourself a guitar, and you'll never be lonely again. Speaking of guitars, Ozzy Osbourne, guitar player.
Oh yeah, Jake E. Lee.
Good old Jake E. Lee was shot today.
Yes, early this morning, apparently. He was out walking his dog, and he got shot multiple times, which they haven't released any details beyond that as far as I could tell. But from this point onward, I'm going to refer to his shooter as Shaky Lee. Because how do you shoot a dude multiple times and he gets put in the hospital? Like, oh, he'll make a full recovery. He's like, you hit him how many times and he fucking lived?
And who is putting bullets into a 67-year-old Japanese man? I don't understand.
What did Jakey Lee do?
Did his fucking dog look at somebody wrong? Is he? He's a pretty mellow guy.
I mean, you tell me, man. You're the Vegas boy out of the two of us. Is there any like fucking homeless people that would be that fucking desperate that they would try to shoot Jakey Lee?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, this place is getting shitty. It is shitty. Like, you learn awful quick where you do not go after dark in Las Vegas, because it's just as bad as anywhere else in the country.
Well, Jake figured that out.
Like Trump said too, these goddamn Venezuelan immigrants are coming stealing all of our places.
What, do you have a problem with the Venezuelans?
You need to go work for Trump. You know what he did yesterday? He went on for 37 minutes straight playing his playlist on Spotify and standing there and dancing. He did it for 37 minutes yesterday.
Yeah. I mean, but isn't that what you would do if you were president? Is be like, yeah, I know I'm supposed to be talking about important shit right now, but no, I'm just gonna waste your time. Watch me dance.
Let's go ahead. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll save that for later. Let's ruin that one. Let's ruin that surprise. Anyways, so yeah, I guess Jakey Lee was shot several times. I guess it didn't hit any of his vital organs. I mean, that guy's not in the greatest shape to begin with.
No, and you still somehow managed to shoot him in just the wrong spots.
That's a problem too with gangsters and all of these cartel guys. None of them know how to shoot.
Yeah, I think it's because they mostly depend on intimidation.
It's like, yeah, they pumped in 342 shots, and they ended up killing a 9-year-old girl. It's like, and she was 3 blocks away.
Oh, if you ever get the chance, you should look into the story of a man named Don Alejo. You ever heard of him?
Don Alejo. No, I don't believe I did.
Okay, so to make an incredibly long story short, he was a Mexican man, an elderly Mexican man, who owned a farm and he owned land. And the cartels were going around to the areas and basically like cartels do. They threaten everybody to get the hell off their land because the cartels are claiming it as their own. And so they take it. So then they eventually go to Don Alejo's and they said, hey, we're going to give you some money if you just sell us your land. And he says, I'm not selling my land. And they said, okay, well, get the fuck off, get the fuck out of here or we're going to kill you. And Don Alejo basically told him, okay, go right ahead. And so Don Alejo then spent the next month, I think, preparing his homestead and stocking it with guns all throughout to prepare for the cartel to show up. And they eventually did, and they pulled up in 2 cars full of cartel members, and they are all armed. And they shouted to him into his house, saying that this is his one last chance to surrender and just give up the land peacefully. To which he responded by putting a window in his skull. And the cartel, apparently the cartel, for like a half a second, where they just kind of just stood there like, did he just shoot at us? Oh fuck, he just shot at us. And then they tried to So again, to make an incredibly long story short, they tried to siege the house and Don Alejo ended up killing, like, I think he killed like 8 of them. And
Jesus.
yeah, and they eventually said, you know what, it wasn't worth it, and they fucking retreated. And when the cops arrived, they found Don Alejo dead, and he was in the bathroom, slumped over on the toilet with his shotgun on his lap, and apparently he just got shot multiple times in the crossfire, and then he just eventually bled to death in the toilet, just waiting for someone to open the door. But,
Jesus.
yeah, but it was just one dude who just stood up against the cartel and was just like, we're gonna kill you, and he's like, I bet you will, but I'm gonna take as many of you bastards with me.
Yeah, I would just be like, you know what, I'm gonna go get an apartment up the street. You guys go ahead and take it over.
Well, that's what everybody else did, because they were just like, well, if you don't take the money, then we're going to kill your family, or we're going to make an example of you or whatever. But Don Alejo, he didn't have a family, he didn't have a wife, and he was old. He didn't care. He was just like, what? You're gonna kill me, so you're gonna make me not die 5 years from now? Big fucking whoop.
I'm waking up shitting in a diaper every day. Do you think I give a fuck if I'm leaving?
Yeah, exactly. He's just like, I'm 1 foot in the grave already. You really think you're gonna scare me by saying you're gonna shoot me?
Yeah, I still don't understand why they would shoot an old Japanese man.
I'm as far as I could tell, they say it was a random occurrence, so I'm guessing that it was just a crackhead who got desperate, or a homeless guy, or something to that effect.
I wonder if the guy was like wearing the wrong, hoodie. Like, was he wearing a blue? Was he wearing like a Dodgers hoodie in a crip part of town? I mean, these guys lived there for The guys lived in the same spot though for 30 years. He should know the neighborhood.
Maybe the guy who shot him was very upset that he left Ozzy's band.
Now, in rankings, since you're a guitar player, I'm going to ask you, where do you rank Jake E. Lee in the Ozzy Osbourne guitar player rankings?
Well, I mean, I would say that he's still under Randy Rhoads or Zakk Wylde, in my opinion. That's about it, you know?
I thought about that too, and I went back and I listened to Bark at the Moon.
Yes.
And the guitar work that this guy does, I didn't really pay attention to it until you become a guitar player.
Mm-hmm.
And the alternative, his picking is insane.
Yeah, funny story about Randy Rhoads. Apparently, when Ozzy was looking for a guitar player, Randy Rhoads auditioned, and the only reason why he auditioned was because his friend talked him into it. Randy Rhoads did not give a single fuck about Ozzy Osbourne or Black Sabbath. He didn't care. But his friend talked him into it by saying basically this would be a big opportunity for you. And according to Ozzy Osbourne, he said that he held like a week-long audition session of just listening to different guitar players. And he said that he couldn't remember a single thing that happened that day because he was so blacked out, high and drunk. And he just walked in, sat down. Randy was all set up, and Ozzy just said, "Go ahead, just do your thing." And Randy just let out this crazy ass guitar solo, and Ozzy said that whatever it was that he did, it was enough to snap me out of my stupor and actually listen to what this guy was playing. And after he was done, he went up to him and he said, "I don't know what the hell that was, but if you can keep doing that, show up here tomorrow." And that's how Randy Rhoads became his guitar player. But again, it's just one of those things where Randy Rhoads didn't give a single fuck about Black Sabbath, and he ended up being one of the greatest guitar players in metal history, arguably. You know?
Oh, absolutely, one of the most influential. But I think after Jake, this dude was at another level. I think he's better than Randy Rhoads, honestly, as far as creativity and just his playing. Unbelievable.
Yeah,
because
but Jake had the opportunity to be old and get better. Randy did not.
No, he did not. And the problem with Jake is Jake played in the Ozzy when Ozzy was putting on spandex and trying to be a glam metal guy. That's why a lot of people overlook how good Jake E. Lee was.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that when you're known for a certain era of Ozzy, that does kind of overshadow your skill.
Now, Jake E. Lee's had the worst luck in the history of music.
You're always considered to be less than Randy Rhoads or Zakk Wylde, for one.
I mean,
I think even walk your dog without getting shot.
Yeah, I think if you give the option of having his life or Randy Rhoads' life, you might take Randy's way out.
I mean, at least Jake E. Lee is alive.
So he gets in the band. They go on tour.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know how much they pay him?
$250,000?
No, $200 a week.
Jesus.
This guy is out playing in front of 14,000 to 18,000 people every night. $200 a week.
That is absurd.
So the tour's over. Sharon, they go in and he writes the Bark at the Moon record, right?
Mm-hmm.
Writes the whole fucking thing himself from beginning to end. Sharon sits down. She goes, I'm going to have you sign these royalties away or you're not going to be in the band anymore. And he's like, what? She goes, don't worry. We're going to give you a raise on the road. And she writes down $2,500 a week. He's like, all right. Okay, I can do that.
Yeah, compared to 200.
So he signs his rights away, his royalties from that. He doesn't get paid one dime from Bark at the Moon, even though he did the whole thing. Poor guy.
Yeah. Well,
Signs his royalties away, and then Sharon then whites out the 2,500, and now he's back to making. Now he's up to $250 a week. She meant 250, not 2,500.
That's Sharon. Sharon Osbourne.
His most lucrative year with Ozzy, his first year, he made $8,000 playing guitar for Ozzy Osbourne.
Jesus.
Second year, he basically writes the whole entire record, signs away his royalties. He made $18,000 that year playing in Ozzy. So then he comes back and he goes, I quit. I ain't playing it. I'm not going to go out and play for no money. And Sharon's like, okay, well, we already got the next record anyways. Goodbye, motherfucker. Hi, Zakk Wylde.
Yeah. Go. Yeah. And then Zach fucked it up for everybody. Oh, it was
This is how you get fired. This is how you get fired from Ozzy Band. You go in and go, I talked to a lawyer today, and he said you're fired.
Yeah. Talk to a lawyer, or in Zakk Wylde's case, you end up being an even more of a substance abuse problem than Ozzy somehow. How the fuck do you get kicked out of Ozzy's band for being too drunk? That should be impossible.
It's like Steven Adler getting thrown out of Guns N' Roses for being on drugs.
Right. Yeah, it's like, are you kidding me? I thought that was part of the job.
And he's I don't even like doing the drugs. I was just doing them to fit in with the band.
Look, you just go on tour and people just keep buying your drinks and you don't want to be rude.
So then he moves on and moves out of this band called Badlands. Jake. I think we lost Marco. No, we didn't.
Oh,
so then he starts his own band called Badlands, and his singer goes out. His singer gets AIDS, and he goes around and fucks all these women across the country, like 200 women with AIDS. Band gets sued. You can no longer buy a Badlands record anywhere. He can't play the music anymore. He can't sell it because he owes these families millions of dollars because the singer infected women with AIDS.
Is the singer dead?
He's dead, yes. Ray Gillen. He was in Deep Purple for a little bit. And he got AIDS from shooting up with his uncle. I don't know why that's funny. Why did I laugh after that? That man died of AIDS after shooting drugs with his uncle. That is hilarious.
It's so tragic.
Okay. So now he's got this bitter taste in his mouth. He puts the guitar down. 15 years. Some guy calls up from this record label, this Golden Robot Records guy from Australia. He goes, I want you to put a band together, and I'm going to sign you, and I'm going to put you on the road. So he puts together the Red Dragon Cartel.
Okay. I like that better than Badlands. That sounds like a cooler name.
Goes out. Nobody knows who this guy is. Nobody really knew who he was in the 80s. Nobody's showing up to the shows. Like, literally, he's playing shows in front of 3 people.
Oh, that's sad.
Their RV breaks down middle of the tour. He goes to call the record label to get a couple $100 for a new generator.
Goody.
Phone's disconnected. Record label goes under. Middle of the tour.
Oh.
So not only does the record company go out, he's been putting this whole tour on his credit card thinking that the record label is going to pay him back.
And then he gets shot.
And then after that goes on, now his wrists break. His wrists are so messed up now he can't play guitar anymore. So now he can't even play the fucking thing. And then today he gets shot. What what the fuck? You know, it kind of feels like our podcast. It really does.
Yeah, it started off great, and then it just got worse and worse and worse, and it wasn't even your fault.
But poor Jakey Lee, I hope he gets through it. Son of a bitch! What a great guitar player, and just a guy that's been fucked over his whole entire life.
Yeah, but now he has the opportunity to pull a 50 Cent. He needs to go find the guy that shot him and go shoot him.
And by the way, he did try out for Motley Crue, and Nikki Sixx said, "I ain't gonna have no fucking chink in my band." Now you can look that up. Don't sue me.
Wow, I
Yeah.
was Jesus. I didn't think it was gonna be that big of a deal. I didn't think, or maybe he just didn't want he didn't want an Asian guy taking the girls from him.
Yeah, that's what I worry about. Is a guy, an Asian guy, throwing his dick around me.
Well, it's that thing of like if you it's that thing of if you ever see an Asian guy and he's pulling chicks, you got to be sitting there going like, I know he isn't packing, so what is it about this guy? You know, there has to be something about this guy if it's not that he's packing. Women like him for some reason.
Yeah, I don't. It's just the most unlucky son of a bitch ever. Oh, I forgot about Rat. He was in Rat.
Oh shit, you're right. He was in Rat.
He goes up to the fucking singer and he goes, "You know what? I can't do it anymore, man. It's just not working out for me. We're never going to get signed." They replaced with Warren DeMartini. A week and a half later, they get signed.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, I went way too deep down this hole today after I saw the news of him getting shot.
I mean, this is big news for me. I told my dad that Jakey Lee got shot, and he was like actually pissed about hearing that news. He was just like, "What in the fuck?" Like legitimately mad.
And he's always been a quiet, nice guy. It's not like he's a dick. He's just got the worst luck ever.
Yeah. I'm more than willing to believe what they said. It was just a random occurrence. It's like either the guy knew who he was, or it really was just some random dude just decided to fuck with him for some reason. You know?
Yeah, it's just weird that you just shoot a stranger for no reason.
Yeah, it turns out that he was Ozzy's guitar player.
It's like, oh no, there's way too much emphasis on that.
Yeah. But
so
I mean, as much as in the shitter as Jakey Lee is, one thing that I do know is that if they do figure out who shot him, I can guarantee you that Jake's lawyers are better than his.
I don't know. After finding out how much Jake made playing in Ozzy, I'm like, oh my god, that guy's probably on like disability. He probably lives in some. He's got to live in the shitty part of Vegas, you know, where it's an $800 a month apartment.
He lives in the methadone clinic, but he pretends to be that he has a meth problem. It's like, no, I'm totally addicted, but he's just living in the room.
I need treatment bad.
No, can't you see? Look at my eyes. Your eyes look fine. No, they're bloodshot. Can't you see? Look, there's a vein right there. See?
And well, moving, Jake, we hope you get better. We're going to move along here. My buddy lives down in Florida, and what they're not talking about is the hurricane literally flushed prehistoric-sized alligators that are the size of literally almost the size of dragons. Not dragons. Thinking of dinosaurs.
Same difference. They're basically dinosaurs.
I mean, was there ever a fire-breathing dragon? Is that made up?
I mean, as far as I can tell, yeah, that shit's made up. But there are some things that can be explained what it could have been. But yeah, prehistoric alligators getting flushed out. Like I could believe that shit. Gators are like, you gotta think that out of all of the animals that we have today that existed when the dinosaurs existed, alligators are the ones that existed. Those are the apex predators. throughout all of Earth's history, they are the ones that survived the meteor crashing onto this goddamn planet and wiping out everything. Why wouldn't there be monster-sized gators?
I mean, and they can do it. I mean, they're all-terrain vehicles. They can go underwater, in water, on land. They can run up to 30 miles an hour.
I mean, not far, but yeah, they can run in short bursts.
About 12 feet. They're like me. I can go really fast for about 12 feet, and then I'm cutting out.
Yeah, once I start huffing real good, then I start losing my speed. But yeah, gators are. I mean, it was even worse back there. Back in the day down there, when I have a buddy of mine who's down in New Orleans, and he told me back when New Orleans was discovered, the gator population was so massive that the gators were practically like living on top of each other. Like it was just nothing but gators all throughout the swamp. And I think it's estimated that they effectively wiped out 85% of the gator population just so that they could make New Orleans.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. And why did you stop? You know?
Why did you just take them all?
Yeah, why did you stop at 85%? Obviously they're a fucking problem. Like
Yes, I think Paz. I'm pretty sure he wasn't affected by the hurricane.
I don't believe so.
Where he's at, he's up on kind of the other side there. Thank God.
Yeah, yeah. We can't have our one viewer underwater.
No, we got to keep our one viewer alive. That's the only reason we come on is for one. We do the podcast just for Paz only. That's the only reason. It's his own personal podcast every week. I mean, who else has their own podcast team that puts together a show just for you every week?
Yeah, why not?
I would love that. I would fucking love. If somebody did a show for me every week, just for me only, I mean, how special am I?
Actually, you know what? That should be if we ever decide to make a Patreon for whatever reason, you just be like, yeah, we got the $1, $5, whatever. But if you give us $20, we'll make an episode entirely dedicated about you and what you like and what you want to talk about, and it's just us tearing you to shreds.
Absolutely. $200, I'll show you my wiener.
I don't know if I'd have to pay you $200 for that. I'm pretty sure that you would show me if I just asked you nicely.
Just ask him nicely. He'll show his wiener to anybody.
Yeah.
I have. You know what? I'm gonna confess something right now.
Oh boy.
I've never sent a dick pic of my dick.
Me neither.
Now, have I sent dick pics? Yes, absolutely. Have they been my dick? No. I just went on, looked at some dicks, and found one that's the closest looking one to mine, and screen captured it. And ever since, that's my dick pic. That's what you're getting.
I remember I had a buddy of mine where he wouldn't send. I mean, he would send dick pics, but not exactly. Like he would just do it in a way where it would be like, whoa! I went to take a piss, and there was this huge ass cockroach. And it would be like a picture of, like a toilet. There's a cockroach on the ground, but you could see like a shadow of a huge dick just like on the ground. It's just it's just shit like that where he's just like, yeah, I'm at the supermarket. I found this tiny watermelon, and there's just like a shadow of a dick on the ground. Like it's just.
Oh my god! I gotta start making some of those. That's fucking brilliant.
That is funny.
This looks like a horse hanging out there. Like, what is that?
Yeah. It's just innocent shit. But
you're okay, Johnny.
That was an absolute mistake. I just went to hit the comment button. I've sent maybe 4 pics in my time. Yeah, Paz doesn't remind me of a dick sending kind of guy.
No, I don't think he needs to send dick pics. He doesn't strike me as somebody who needs proof. You know what I mean?
There is so much pussy in Florida. I mean, it is really overrun by pussy. I don't know where all the men in Florida are. I never see men, and when I'm in Florida, it's just women everywhere.
They're all in the swamp fighting the gators.
Oh yeah, speaking of gators, look at my ADHD tonight of the show. Oh, I think the gummies might be starting to kick in, brother. No, I mean, I saw this today, and I'm like, all right, we're doomed. Look at the size of this fucking thing.
That thing's like the length of your car.
Even longer when you see the tail.
That is the apex of. That is the apex predator right there.
You have zero chance of surviving that alligator attack. I mean, what are you doing if you're walking just down the street?
I mean, if I was just walking down the street and I saw that shit, I would be, I'd be doing that like cross over my chest and doing a Hail Mary. But for people in Louisiana or Florida, this is just another Tuesday.
Oh yeah, I remember when I went and visited my grandparents in Florida once, and I run in and I'm like, God damn it, I can't. All right, too many milligrams apparently. All right. I went down and there was like an alligator down in the pond. They lived in their camper, or like they lived in a camper thing down in Florida.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's a fucking alligator. They're like, oh, that's just Bill. Don't worry about him. He's fine. And you're like, what? You don't care. People are not scared of alligators. I'm scared shitless just looking at that monster.
Yeah, I mean, I imagine that if you're just, well, and also the alligators are just so abundant down there. I think that you just get used to them. They're just like, yeah, as long as you don't go fucking with them, you don't go poking with them, poke them with a stick, you just leave them alone, then yeah, they're fine. But that wouldn't be enough for me. I would still just be like staring at that fucker the whole time.
I'm like, I don't trust it. I ain't trusting it.
No, I don't care. I don't care if you named it Bill or if you raised it since it was a baby. I don't trust it at all. That thing is a killing machine.
I ain't fucking around with it.
No.
There's no way. All right.
God. I'm sure have you seen those crazy fuckers that go noodling?
Oh, yeah. Why would you stick your arm in to have a catfish, like literally try to chomp your arm off?
I guess because it works, and they do rip out a huge ass catfish. I will say it's surprisingly effective, but you are just letting a catfish just tear into your fucking arm. He's like, there has to be a smarter way for this. I understand when you were doing this in like the 1800s when you had nothing better to do, but it's like, don't we have like a fucking, can't we just use like a pool noodle or something? You know, like.
I don't understand. You by the time you get the gear and get in your car and you do all that, you're gonna go into Red Lobster and save yourself $20.
Yeah, but this way you know it's fresh because you pulled it out yourself and you killed it yourself.
I don't even have a job, and I do not have time to do shit like that. How do people have time to do shit like that?
Because they're surviving. They're not doing it because, well, I'm sure some of them are doing it because it's fun, but I think there's a lot of them that do it just because they're hungry, you know?
Yeah, I think a lot of them do it because they're married.
Yeah. I'd rather go wrestling gators and catfish than hanging out at home.
Honestly, are most hobbies by most men that are married is because they're married?
I think, well, maybe. I think that there's a lot of men that pick up hobbies just because they're married, you know, where they could just use that as an excuse. So there's like, oh, I'm going bowling with the guys, but really all you're doing is just drinking at the bowling alley, you know.
Pause has got this. Let's see how high you are, Johnny. Have you heard of the the study about a song that makes you want to shave your head after listening to it. I don't know the song, but you might be able to web search it up. Isn't it the one that Britney Spears listened to before she shaved her head? Good one, Chippa.
I was gonna say, was it the song that made Sid Barrett shave his head?
Hello. There's a madman. I mean, okay, I guess these are your typical noodlers, right?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. If those guys say that they are professional noodlers, I'm going to say I'm sure you are. Although I'm not sure which type of noodling you're referring to.
No, I guess this is because is any woman going to look at like you put a gun to a woman's head? You're like, which one are you going to fuck? She's like, just shoot me.
I think that there are some women that are just the equivalent of this, and they'll just be like, yeah, sure, whatever.
Now, these are beer bodies, right? How do you get a body like this? Big titties, big gut.
Yeah, it's
no ass.
It's either it's what I refer to as sugar-coated muscles, where they are strong. It's just that they eat and drink stuff that adds a bunch of fat that covers the muscles. So even if they are incredibly strong, it doesn't look like it because their muscles are sugar-coated.
I get up every day and I eat a 14,000 calorie diet a day.
Well, I imagine because you actually have a metabolism to pull that shit off.
Yeah, I've gained 10 pounds eating like an asshole every day. And doing no exercise, sitting around doing a podcast every day. I still don't look like this. What would you have to eat?
It would have to be just nothing but pizza, right? Just nothing but cheese and bread your whole life.
God damn, them guys are fat. What are the chances these guys are Trump supporters?
I'm going to say highly likely. Pun intended.
Hillbilly strength, as Boz would call it.
Oh yeah. Never doubt the strength of hillbillies in large groups.
Super retard hillbilly strength. So I can see guys like that have to have hobbies. Guys like that have to go bowling, have to go hunting.
Yeah.
Now, are you a big hunter? I know you. I don't see you as a big hunter, being a.
No. I don't really see a point in hunting beyond if I'm hungry. You know what I mean? But it's like you said, if I'm hungry, I'll just go get some food. But if there's in the event of martial law or shit goes down and I have to shoot a deer and eat it, then yeah, I would. But am I just going to go and shoot a deer and mount its head on my wall? No, that's stupid.
No, because you're a single guy. You don't need to get out of the house. You can pretty much do whatever you want.
Yeah. I mean, I'm on the one chunk of property I think that doesn't hunt, and the deer know this. Like, the deer walk around in my yard like it's a fucking Disney movie.
Yeah, I remember I told the story before. Like I said, just like you, if there comes to a point where there's no more grocery stores, I think, God, I know how to shoot and clean an animal.
Yes, exactly. Well, yeah, in the event that if I need to, then I know how to. So I'm not totally screwed. But, and you do get out of practice if you don't do it often enough. Like anything, if you don't write after a long time, your handwriting goes bad. If you don't shoot after a certain amount of time, your shooting gets bad. Although I would argue that I'm pretty sure I know where the lungs and the heart are on a deer at all times. So I'm pretty sure I could shoot it. You know what I mean?
I can shoot a deer. I know how to skin an animal. I know how to do all of that. So I could even cook a human if I had to.
Well, yeah, but that's for that's for when we're trying to impress Barbecue when he finally joins us.
Absolutely. And I only eat Hawaiians, like I told your buddy.
Yeah, but at least that makes the most sense. Like out of all the like that conversation with Lorenzo was the one that made the most sense to me. It's just like it's like if you like weirdly enough, I kind of agree. We got to get that fool back on here.
We do, and I got something to say about Lorenzo too, and it bothers. It's starting to really bother me.
Yes, Lorenzo of That's All Funny and That's All Kayfabe on YouTube, Spotify, and all the other podcasts listening.
I don't understand. The guy is the best. He knows exactly when to stop the show. He knows exactly how long to go. Some shows will go 8 minutes. Some shows will go an hour and a half. He knows. He's the best podcaster in the universe.
Yeah,
and I'm not even.
And he does a show every day.
I'm not even. I have nothing to do with the guy. You should go over and watch his fucking podcast. It's so good.
Yeah, and like you said, like sure, they're only like 8, 12, 15, 20 minutes, but That's All Kayfabe wrestling podcast. That's like hour and a half, 2 hours. And you could just go down the rabbit hole of That's All Funny and just keep on going. The dude has is over 700 episodes. Like, you have absolutely
insane.
Zero reason not to listen to this dude. He has plenty of shit.
He is so, and everybody's like, "Oh, you're so negative about all of the other." But no, I'm not. If there's a good podcast and I watch it, I got to promote it because that guy is so fucking funny.
Yeah,
I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Sometimes I'll go to a movie and I'm laughing and everybody's just looking at me like, "What's so funny? This is Terrifier 3. There's nothing funny." I'm like, "It's hilarious."
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah. So I don't know why Lorenzo came up in my mind because I think I was playing a clip. Is this one here?
If there's any teenage virgins in the audience, show up with a jar of petroleum jelly right now and ask to speak to Johnny Crunch.
Never even liked the bastard.
See, everybody want to know where old Johnny Cush got to start.
Man, how'd you get Gilbert Gottfried for that? That must have been a huge push.
Hit pay dirt with K dirt, baby. No, I love watching a guy interview chicks that's not trying to get laid. It is the best. I don't know how to do it. I really tried with Dirty Dalish, though, not to be a creep, and it was so bad.
I imagine it's because, unlike Lorenzo, you're not heavily dosed on medication.
No. He is, I don't know, man. I don't know why I keep bringing him up, but...
Because more people need to listen to him. As much as more people need to listen to us, you need to listen to him more.
Okay, update on the edible right now. I have a bottle of Coca-Cola.
Uh-huh.
And I'm having a hard time getting the fucking cap back on. Wow.
Okay, Johnny, twist it to the right. Clockwise.
My brain's going, don't open it again, man. That was a job.
If you keep opening it, it's just gonna spin. It's not gonna go anywhere.
All right. So I got Lorenzo crossed off the list there. There was something about Lorenzo I wanted to talk about tonight, and I forgot. So
was it something they talked about on? Was it something they talked about on a show today?
A couple days ago. I had the clip and it's gone. I don't know what happened to it.
Okay, well maybe we'll talk about it coming on the show and we can bring it up to him.
And it's really kicking in now. Jesus Christ, I can't see the screen.
Okay,
I don't even. Okay, so I pulled some clips for the show, and now I'm so fucking high I don't remember what they are. So let's just go. We got 2 of them left, so let's try this one. So I don't know what this is.
Oh boy.
Okay, yeah, that was from the birthday show. Never mind.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I was like, why is this so familiar?
Okay, I think we're gonna do a thing called Pussy of the Week.
Now, when you say pussy of the week, you're referring to just wimps, right?
Wimps and guys bailing out of shit for no reason.
Okay, just making
I'm
sure we're on the
nominating.
same page here.
I'm nominating this cat right here. Wrong clip. Wrong clip. Hold on.
I was gonna say.
Oh my! And that
Okay,
that's like
I
a
watch this guy.
runaway
It's like,
cart there,
why
and
did you jump
it finally
off?
took someone to stop it.
Why would you jump off?
You'll see.
Oh my.
And
The guy's, he's got the wheel.
that's
Sit
like
your
a
ass back
runaway
up and stop
cart
it. Don't
there,
bail.
and it finally took someone to stop it. And you'll see.
Oh my.
God damn.
I mean, that dude did
Oh,
get swept off his feet though.
And
That was going at a pretty decent pace. But
that-
yeah, you could have
that's like
easily
a
just picked
runaway
your ass up and
cart
stopped
there,
there.
and it finally took someone to stop it.
Nah, I'm just
You'll see.
gonna bail so that what happened to me happens to a football player.
Yeah, fuck somebody else. Instead of trying to pull himself up and maybe reaching over and hitting the brick, nope. I'm getting off this train.
There's nothing better than shit going wrong at a sport event.
Especially shit like just a cart flying around. I love-
Yeah,
Nothing better than mayhem.
yeah, mayhem where it's stuff like that, or a streaker, or like a mascot just falls down the stairs. You know, just something to that effect where you're just like, where you know that, like, oh, that's not supposed to happen. This is gonna be good.
I still love those mascot football games. Have you seen any of those where they play like the little kids teams?
Actually, I have seen those, and that actually looks kind of hard, to be honest.
Nothing funnier than watching the Golden Gopher fucking lighting up a 12-year-old on a football field.
Yeah, just totally just giving a Goldberg spear to a fucking 12-year-old.
It's like that Saturday Night Live skit when Peyton Manning was the quarterback and he had all the kids. He's like, take a button hook, and he fucking throws the ball in and knocks the kid out with the football because he's throwing him so hard. Just fucking whipping them in there, these 12-year-olds. Kids are breaking their hands.
Yeah,
You're okay, Johnny. It's to you.
Sucking my dick.
God damn it. Sorry.
Well, I guess I'll take that as one of our opportunities to say, here's to you, happy birthday, suck my dick.
Suck my dick, bitch. Oh, we are out having fun tonight. We are two stone getting ready for the Halloween season now.
Absolutely.
The Joker was supposed to be the biggest movie of the year, right?
It was supposed to, and they just completely fucked up the formula of what made the first one great.
Now, I know we had a big, because like we said, we talked about this a couple weeks ago before. I was all excited. I went to, have you seen the movie yet?
No, but I've seen clips of it, and I've seen enough of it to where I could probably piece it together. I'm like, yeah, I have no need or want to see this now.
I went and saw it, and it is god awful. It's worse than I thought. Like, when critics pan movies, every critic movie I've ever seen, I love them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they said The 40-Year-Old Virgin. Oh, it's terrible. It's stupid. Sophomore humor. Greatest movie, but one of the greatest movies ever, comedy-wise.
Yeah, that movie's great.
So they spent $70 million making it.
Yeah, and
$70 million, and I don't understand.
Yeah, and I imagine 15 million of it was just for Lady Gaga.
They shot the thing in a fucking courtroom and a jail cell. What did you need $70 million for?
How the fuck is that $70 million?
I don't know. That's what I kept going through my head. I'm like, well, the movie sucks, but how is this? How did they spend $70 million making this piece of shit?
they had to have made that for like money laundering or tax purposes, right? To like
That
keep making
or
these movies that nobody wanted.
this year has been a disaster. I mean, other than that stupid Deadpool movie, nobody made any money.
Yeah, surprisingly, there's been a lot of fucking flops this year. I was really surprised, to be honest.
But the movie I went and saw on my birthday, I went and saw Terrifier 3. Oh my god.
Oh, I can only imagine you must have been like a kid at Christmas.
It is the greatest horror film in 20 years.
Damn.
We have a new guy. We have a Terrifier. He's our new guy. He's scary as fuck, that guy. I don't know why. That hits such a nerve with me. But that fucking guy is scary.
I think it's I think you brought it up before, but it's just the fact that he's a mime. It's just that no matter what you do, you can't get him to like get any sort of reaction to where you could tell if you're doing any. Yeah, we don't want to show that one. I'm sure that one was probably what got us demonetized.
I thought I had a soundless Terrifier, but that I don't. Never mind. That's it. They got another Terrifier thing at the end.
Well, like a GIF.
So I went and watched that, and they paid They spent $2 million, and the guy said we literally didn't have a whole lot of money, so I took the guys out for a lot of expensive dinners to make up for the budget. He goes, they probably could have filmed this thing for about $750,000. They did $2 million. They made $20 million box office this weekend.
Yeah,
unbelievable.
Man, at this rate, you are right. We're going to have a Terrifier 36.
I can't
it's
wait.
Going to happen.
Please, every year, Halloween, we need a Terrifier. And it's going to be good to go. I'm going on Christmas again, too. I'm not going to leak anything.
Are they going to put it in theaters again on Christmas?
Yeah, I hope so, because I'm going. Because there is a Santa scene. I'm not going to tell you what happens, but Terrifier, you've seen the previews. He dresses up as Santa Claus, and he goes to one of those Santa Claus bars where all the guys from the malls get together at the end of the day, and they're all sitting around drinking their Santa Claus suits. We'll just leave it at that. Unbelievable.
Yeah, I'll definitely have to go if I can't catch it. But it's out of the theaters by now, right?
No. It's you got till Wednesday. It's tomorrow. Tomorrow's the last day.
Okay, cool. I might be able to catch it then.
And then, well, if it did, they might extend it. It was only supposed to be one day, and it sold out. They actually extended it to the whole weekend, which was incredible. And it's I like to see guys like that make money. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, absolutely. When someone just had not quite a shoestring budget, but just someone who had just an idea, a concept, and just tried to do the best they can and put it out there. And it's nice to see the effort actually get noticed and appreciated.
Yeah, I mean, Terrifier has been in 6 movies.
You're talking about the actor who played the clown.
Yeah, no, Art the Clown is in 6 movies. He did some cameos back in really low budget shit.
Oh, I didn't know that.
It's all on Tubi. You check it out. Almost, I think, the 3 movies before and Terrifier 1, 2, and hopefully, 3 pretty soon. Or you can get it, on demand or whatever. But I highly recommend it. Like, one of the best. I'm a sick fuck, so like the sickest, most gnarliest. What a horror movie should be, like Jason used to be.
Yeah.
I mean, it gave me the feeling when Jason first got that weed whacker.
You start mowing people down.
That weed whacker, when Jason got that, you're like, you got it, baby. But yeah, okay, that's my. I am stoned, and I am fucking rambling in this show. All right, they work, people. Marco's getting mad. He's like, "We shut the fuck up, dude. I got shit to say."
Obviously, the edibles you took were sativas, then, right?
Yeah, they are high-end sativas. Delta 9.
I don't
And-
even know what that is, and it sounds hardcore.
It's just regular THC.
Okay.
And Delta P. THCP. I don't know what the P is. I guess it stands for, fuck you up.
Yeah, it stands for fuck you up, spelled with a PH.
Yeah, so, we got to what I wanted to talk about. Didn't have half the clips I thought we had, but,
We managed. We pulled through.
we got somewhere. Trying to think, what other clip do we have here? We got one left. I'm trying to figure out what for the life of me. I'm trying to figure out what it is.
Just try and rub what brain cells you have left.
Oh, okay, Terrifier. You know who looks exactly like Terrifier? Howard Stern. If you put the paint on his face, he's Terrifier. Check this out.
Example of how they're ripping me off. I'm an innovator. No one's ever original anymore. That was obviously a blatant ripoff of me, the king of everything. I'm disgusted.
Tell me this is not.
Okay, we're back, and I have some more. I'm being ripped
Terrifier
off
on the
again,
radio.
Robin. Have you heard this WAF Real Rock TV? They're filming inside the radio station with video cameras. Who thought of that, Robin? Me, Howard. I invented the video camera.
Yeah, who would have thought that the Terrifier would just be the downfall of Howard
where they're going to be showing behind the scenes of radio station. It's an outrageous ripoff, Robin. Well, we're out of time again. Wow, where does the time go, Robin? I got to get the plugs in, catch Jerky the Jackman at the Bayonne Comedy Toilet, and our interview with Stammering Jim tomorrow, where he actually kicks Mother Teresa.
Stammering Jim.
It's hysterical. I'd like to thank all of my guests today, and Robin, I want to thank you, and most of all, I want to thank me. And we'll see you next time. Are we done? Hey, Robin, that Real Rock TV, the tape I saw, it's really not that bad. It's a pretty good show, actually. I think I got some ideas from that.
Robin.
So this is why the Terrifier doesn't talk.
Look at Terrifier Stern. Oh, I gotta get a meme together and send it to Howard tomorrow because we're good friends,
Oh yeah, since when?
I'm just being Eddie Trunk. You ever listen to Eddie Trunk?
Oh, not recently, but
Oh my God! Today we got the Kiss release. I'm good friends with Ace Frehley.
of course you are. You're Eddie Trunk.
I waited for my valet one time with Elton John, and he says, "Boy, this is taking a long time." I go, "Yes, it is." Wow, Eddie, what a story! The worst storyteller of all time, Eddie Trunk.
Well, I mean, how his entire fucking thing is talking about music trivia and metal stories, and he's been doing that for 3 decades? He's gonna run out of stories eventually.
Yeah, I went to his 30th anniversary party when he had it here in Vegas.
How'd that go?
It was fucking unbelievable. It was the coolest thing ever.
I imagine that there were some pretty big names that showed up.
Geezer Butler opened it up
Nice.
with the Geezer Butler, and there was Sammy Hagar, Alice Cooper,
Sick.
Michael Anthony from Van Halen did sick Van Halen covers. That guy could
Nice.
sing. Holy shit. It was Sebastian Bach, Stephen Pearcy. It goes on and on and on.
Yeah.
And,
Good.
and Jakey Lee was there, by the way. Couldn't play those. Hands are fucked up.
He was there. He was there though.
When you sent me that this morning and you attached Eddie Trunk's name to it, I just laughed. Because I go, as soon as I listen to Eddie Trunks, he's going to go, my friend Jakey Lee. And he goes, my good friend Jakey Lee was shot today.
You just knew immediately that he was going to play that card.
And how can I put this? Guys, there's people out there that people suck your ass. You know what I mean? There's like, they kiss your fucking ass because they know you can help them.
Right.
The second Eddie Trunk is not on Sirius Radio and can't help anybody's career, he's not getting a backstage pass.
No.
He's not getting a text from Jakey Lee.
I mean, unless they are really good friends, although I doubt that that's the case. I imagine that Eddie Trunk will show up at Jakey Lee's hospital bed and just be like, "Hey," he's like, "Hey, Jake, how's it going?" And Jake's just like, "Will you please just get out of here?
Just go.
Just
get
leave.
out of here, you old fucking weirdo."
If you're not here to pull the plug or give me morphine, just go.
I mean, that guy has carved out a career that is a dream.
It is a dream. The dude just rambles about, like I said, just rambles about old fucking metal stories and music trivia.
He signed he signed Ace Frehley, every day. I tell anybody, do the Eddie Trunk challenge. Every day he mentions that he signed Ace Frehley. Every day on his radio show, no matter what, he's got to get that in somehow.
every time that he mentions Ace Frehley, take a shot.
Oh my God! And we found out some weird shit about Van Halen today.
What's that?
Apparently, after the Sammy Hagar reunion problem,
yeah,
which was Eddie was drunk every night and didn't play the right songs,
right?
They hired Ozzy Osbourne to front Van Halen. Let that sink in for a minute. Okay, does it make sense?
No, it doesn't.
I can imagine Ozzy doing that frog jump, clapping his hands together while singing "Jump."
Yeah, might as well jump 2 inches in the air.
Oh my God! You get started on Ozzy tonight, and then I guess they were gonna. Then they had Chris Cornell was going to be Van Halen's new singer when he got off tour with Soundgarden. So
yeah, and then
he accidentally hung himself, or
allegedly,
or the Illuminati cashed in.
Yep. Yeah, there's still quite a few people who claim that he was murdered, but I don't know, man. You ever heard Pretty Deuce?
Him and Chester up holding hands together in the sky. Oh, to get a multinationalist plot
to kill Chris Cornell.
He was going to expose. He was going to expose what's already been exposed about the Illuminati and the triangles in the music videos.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. He was the one that was going to burst the bubble that's already been bursted, that everyone has already ignored.
I'm coming for you.
Yeah, I'm more than willing to bet that the dude had issues.
I'm going to do that for the next week or so. I'm going to say everybody that's on the news, I'm going to go, I'm friends with that guy. We're friends. We're friends.
Yeah, I know that guy. Oh, yeah? Yeah, I see him all the time. Oh, yeah? Like when? Just now.
Oh, my God. What else are we going to get to? Robin. God, that was the best. When Anthony Cumia was on, that was Anthony Cumia, by the way, not Howard Stern. He did such a great job.
Yeah, honestly, Anthony really is a good impressionist.
Oh, that poor guy. What happened to him? He got trumped.
Yeah, he got trumped, but also I'm pretty sure that he's an unapologetic racist. So I think that might be the crux of it.
Yeah, I mean, like, the funniest thing I've ever heard is when Obama won.
Oh yeah, he would not shut up about Obama.
Oh, they replay it now, and Patrice O'Neal's there, a black guy, and it is the best. It is the best.
Yeah,
Oh.
hearing him and Patrice talk about anything race related is always a fucking trip. Actually, there's a YouTube channel that you should look into. It's called No and A Radio, and it's all of the like good clips from O and A, but they have stripped Opies from all of the conversation.
Oh
And
yeah,
then-
the Nopies. Yep, all the
Yeah.
Nopies.
Yeah, and then at the end they play all of the audio of the conversation that they cut out, and it's like not even 2 minutes worth of conversation. it's so fucking wild.
Oh, the fucking Opie. He just like
Talk about living a dream.
he's just God, how do I explain it? The shit he does is unbelievably funny. When he stomped on that guy's cake, see, I'm on the camp that thought that was the funniest fucking thing I've ever seen. That guy with the cake, some homeless guy. I don't know if you've seen that.
I don't think I saw it, but I do remember listening to the audio.
And oh my God, that was the best. And everybody's like, yeah, you're a dick. That's why I love Opie, because I'm a dick. I like Opie because he's a dick. I'm a dick. We're autistic. We know when to move shit along.
Yeah,
You see, folks. Me and Marco just did an hour and a half of radio tonight, and we shifted subjects very freely, very quickly. We didn't. I listened to some of these podcasts. They talk about one thing for an hour, and you're like, "Dude, all right, move on."
Yeah, it really does get boring after a while, and there are just sometimes where we go into a show like, hey, I want to talk about this, this, and this. We're like, yeah, that sounds cool, and then we get started, and then we just go on a different tangent. It's like, well, I guess I'll just wipe my ass with these notes I took down,
Yeah, let's go through okay, I'm really high now, so we're gonna go through the behind the scenes. We gotta get. You gotta get out of here right away.
No, not in particular.
You don't have any dungeon mastering or anything going on tonight?
No, not this week.
Went too hard last week. We got to take this week off.
Yeah, my wrist is real sore from all the dice rolling.
And everybody asks, like our buddy Paz, he's still here. And they're like, what do you guys do? You guys put together a really well scripted show, right? And you're like, yeah. Here's tonight's show prep. Marco sent this over. Let's see, where's our show prep? Let me find the show prep here. Yeah, Marco sent this over. And
yes,
okay,
I was the one that sent him the news that Jakey Lee got shot.
Okay, now everybody out there, show prep is over.
Yep, that was literally it. That was just it was like, well, I'm pretty sure we'll be talking about this. That's about it.
Oh God. Oh my God, they are. My head's getting real lightheaded. They call it, I guess.
Yeah, it was either from laughing too hard or from eating too many edibles or combination of both. Probably both.
Yeah, and then smoking like 3 bowls before the show didn't help.
Yeah, although obviously the answer to your problem is to smoke a cigarette.
That fixes everything.
Yeah, and if a cigarette can't fix it, then you're dying.
Remember last time I went to the hospital, I sat outside for a minute. Dying, can't breathe, but you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to have one more smoke before I go into the ER doors.
Literally,
retard.
Literally dying of bronchitis.
Lungs filled both sides, almost to the top. Well, let me get one more heater in before I...
That's a thing I would do all the time around here when we would get forest fires. If they would get real bad to where it was just super smoky, to where like it would even block traffic to where you couldn't even see what was going on. There's just so many times where I would just like go on a smoke break and I would purposefully just smoke in a spot where everyone could see me just so I could like I'm just in this cloud of smoke, smoking a cigarette, just being like, oh, smoky, huh? Makes it kind of hard to breathe. Man, this is rough. You know, like, it's just oh, that shit's always funny.
Yeah, they're saying we should probably get out of here, but
Yeah, we could probably keep going a little while longer if you got more you want to talk about.
Captain, is that guy down in Florida, Captain Dan?
Lieutenant Dan.
Lieutenant Dan?
Yeah, the guy that got fucking lost because of the hurricane just slingshotted him into the ocean.
It's amazing how people become famous. It's just fucking crazy.
Yeah, you have to go out into the ocean and survive, and then come back and people love you. It's just like, I almost died.
When I watched that, I just thought it was Eddie. Our buddy Eddie. He was on a boat.
You thought it was Eddie? They finally just sent him off to shore?
Eddie ain't never leaving that boat. I don't understand how you can live on a fucking boat. That guy's crazy.
Me neither, man. I don't like the water. I mean, lakes, rivers, okay. Ocean, fuck that. You cannot get me to go in the ocean.
What's the point?
Yeah, if God wanted me to go into the ocean, he would have given me gills. There is absolutely no reason for me to go into the ocean.
No, I'm not going on any fucking cruises.
Fuck no.
Even though, that hedonism one looks a lot of fun.
Yeah, but for something like that, you have to go into international waters, right?
Yeah, because all the freak offs.
Yeah. Although for the freak offs, all you have to do is just go to Florida for that. You don't have to go into the ocean.
Now, I know there's a lot of people talking about the freak offs, and I do have an explanation on the baby oil.
Oh, do tell.
Now, he used to set up 3 oil wrestling pools.
Ah, okay.
That's why you need to put almost 50 of those bottles into one of those pools. You know what I mean?
I will trust your judgment because I've never done that myself. So, but I would imagine to not fill, but to cover an inflatable pool with baby oil is like, yeah, that's going to be a lot of baby oil.
I bet your dad would know.
Hey, I don't know what he did when he was a teenager. Well, I do know some, but I doubt that he told me all of it.
Your dad lived a different life.
Oh, yeah, he lived a very different life from me.
I am extremely jealous. I really am. I'm a millennial. I'm in the worst spot. I'm too old to know any of the new shit, but I'm too young to be as mad as the old people.
Yeah, and I'm in the same boat as you, but you were a millennial that remembers a time before the internet. I'm a millennial that was born and raised by the internet. I briefly remember a brief window where the internet didn't exist, and I think that's what saved me. Because the generation after that is just fucked.
Because, folks, what you don't realize is people like Marco's dad and my mom. And my mom participated. I hate to say this out loud, but my mom did participate. There was money involved. So back in the 70s, apparently, your parents would go out and at the bar, they would put a bunch of baby oil in a kiddie pool, and women in bikinis would just wrestle each other for no reason at all.
And also, these were gentlemen's clubs, Johnny. Be respectable.
These were regular bars. These weren't even strip clubs.
No, but they were gentlemen's clubs. We told them they were gentlemen's clubs.
Gentlemen's clubs, no women allowed.
Exactly. Except them. Except for the ones in bikinis, they're allowed.
Except the hookers and the fucking whores.
Yeah, except for the whores and the strippers, they're allowed.
The fucking Diddy tried to warn us about Diddy's fucked. Diddy's getting sued by like 20 more people.
Oh yeah, and then there was like 24 CEOs of record labels that stepped down after Diddy got fucking arrested. Like, yeah, shit's gonna go down for real.
It's gonna be so funny, like 200 years from now, where they finally release the footage, and it's like Diddy fucking Clinton and the daughter at the same time. Him fucking Jimmy Kimmel in the ass. You know, I mean, just weird shit.
For me, I was like, I don't know why, but I always envisioned it like Diddy was like the director of the porno shoot, but he was just like super anal about it. No pun intended there. But he would just be like, there's like this big orgy going on, and he would just be like, wait, hold on, the lighting's fucked. Can we just angle this better? Can we, and also more baby oil in this corner?
We need some oils. We need to turn the heat up. We need to get the sweat flowing.
We need this sweat to be real.
Oh my god! Oh, it's so. The guy is so done. He's never getting out of jail.
No, that dude's. If there's a way that he could serve multiple life sentences, like if they could just reanimate his corpse and make him serve another sentence, they'll figure it out.
Sam Loves Boobs says hello. Hey, Sam. Nice mustache. I like mustaches. I like to charge 25 cents for a mustache ride. How much do you charge? Here's what we do: is we insult every new listener that ever pops onto our show.
I mean, it worked with Paz. He's still here.
He's still here. He comes back every week for the fucking brutality.
Yeah.
I know more about Paz Red than I do my own father.
I'm sure you know more about although that's not really saying much, I imagine that you probably know the homeless people on the street more than you know your father.
You probably, like a ghost dad, more ways than one.
And if you know, you know.
Listen to the archives, people.
Yeah, you'll have to listen back to that one. We're not going to explain that one.
Yeah, so hollering out to Sam Loves Boobies. Do you like boobies, Marco?
I mean, duh.
I mean, we had a listener send.
It's half of the reason why I exist, isn't it?
Had somebody send over a pic last night during the show, and I'm like, "Hello, boobies. Hello."
Yeah. Hello, nurse.
All of a sudden, I turn into a gay festive man. Hello, boobies. Hey.
That's your natural instinct is to throw the gay accent. He's like, no, I'm gay. You can trust me. Bring those titties closer.
And she's like, am I too fat? I'm like, no, you're not too fat, baby. No.
It reminds me of that bit in in Bruce Almighty when he used his god powers to make his wife's boobs bigger. And he's just like, you know what, honey? This is the breast. Thank you. It's just like.
All right, now I got to give some fucking therapy to Paz. I had a father figure. I had father issues as well. I joined the military because of him.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's not too uncommon with military people, from what I've heard.
I heard a joke the other day. The guy goes, yeah, my son, he came up to me. He's 14 years old, and he came up to me. He goes, Dad, you know what? I'm gay. And I'm like, God damn it. You're gay, huh? All right, I'm sending you to military school. And he's like, why, Dad? Why'd you? Because I'm gay? He goes, yeah, that's where all the hot guys are going to be.
All right. Okay, I've got one. So there's this old Marine veteran, and he's about to retire, and he decides that he wants to retire in the most badass way that he could think of, and he decides to do that by getting in a rowboat and rowing out into the Atlantic Ocean. And so he just rows out into the Atlantic Ocean, chanting the whole time, just going 1, 2, 1, 2, Marine Corps, hoorah, hoorah. And while he's doing this, he gets the attention of God. And God sees this man just rowing aimlessly out into the ocean. And he says, well, this man clearly wants to die. I'll just give him what he wants. And God snaps his fingers and he removes the Marine's brain. And the Marine goes, 1, 2, 1, 2, Marine Corps, hoorah, hoorah. And he keeps going. So God looks at this and goes, well, that's never happened before. This'll get him. And he snaps his fingers and he removes the Marine's heart. And the Marine still goes, 1, 2, 1, 2, Marine Corps. And God looks at this and says, okay, now that has definitely never happened before. This one will get him for sure. And he snaps his fingers a third time and he removes the Marine's testicles. And the Marine then goes, in the Navy.
Oh, fucking Donald Trump's fucking favorite band.
The Village People.
Yeah, like when I was talking to his playlist earlier, it's Pavarotti
And the Village People.
And the Village People were part of that 30-minute marathon of songs. People
Somehow
just staring at him, going, what the fuck is going on here?
Somehow that doesn't surprise me that Trump likes the Village People for some reason.
Back to 70s entertainment.
Yep. It all comes full circle eventually.
What was the day when you figured out that going to the YMCA meeting it was going to get your dick sucked? What day did you learn that?
I think I was probably like 14 or 13 when I was like really listening to the lyrics when I was like at a roller rink or something. You know what I mean? Like I was just sitting there actually listening to the lyrics. It's like, hey, wait a minute.
You know what the weird thing is?
There's some connotation here that I completely missed.
No, the weird thing is did you go to the roller rink?
I mean, when I was a kid, we had nothing better to do.
Okay, so I think that's over now, right? Kids don't go to the roller rink anymore, do they?
I mean, I think it's mostly just shit that like their parents drag them to just to make them go do something. I don't know if there's kids that just go to the roller rink anymore. Because
that was the fucking thing. I mean, that's when you're getting your first kiss, your first hand job. Getting your dick stuck in a bowl. Oh, I was doing so well tonight. Getting your dick stuck in a bowl. Don't put your dick in a bowling ball hole. I'm just going to put that out there. The suction keeps in.
Yeah, and then you got to do the whole waddling duck routine.
Oh God. Yeah. So. Could you skate backwards?
Yeah, actually, I not like, I can't do any like fucking cool ass tricks or anything, but like, yeah, I could skate. I could skate backwards, but nothing crazy.
And how come the roller rink playlist never updated? Why are we still rolling around to Funky Town?
Because disco never died, Johnny.
I mean, literally, disco still exists. It never stopped. To this day.
Not only has disco never died, it has never come out with anything new.
All right, I'm going out there. If this podcast ever becomes popular enough, we are going to do a roller skating podcast.
Where we just go to roller rinks and bug people.
I mean, I would love to see like Sam Loves Boobies and Paz Redna skating around in circles. It'd be like one of those Magic Chips episodes where they had the celebrity. I don't know if you have time to invest in chips, but you need to. It's greatest ever. I got every season on DVD, and when I feel blue, I just put chips in.
I gotta say, it's been a hot minute since I watched an episode of Chips.
I got so in depth. Every end of every episode, every end of every season, they did the celebrity roller disco. Same playlist though. Funky Town, YMCA. I'm trying to think what else. I remember.
It's got to be some Earth, Wind, and Fire in there somewhere.
I remember fingering a girl to that song, Boston song, Amanda.
It's a good. I mean, hey, it's a good one.
That was my first feel of a vagina on the roller rink. She had
How
a skirt
romantic.
on. She had a skirt on, and I came up from behind her and I poked her right in the pussy. Apparently, that's illegal now.
Yeah, as long as you don't run for president, I think you'll be okay.
It was okay. I was wearing a Darth Vader mask. She didn't know. She thought it was her boyfriend. She never knew it was me.
She thought it was part of the event. It was the 70s. It was fine.
The 70s was a different time, my friends.
Yeah, in the 70s, like, I remember my granddad straight up telling me that, like, back in the 70s, in order for you to get a DUI in the 70s, you would had to have literally crashed your car into a fucking building and killed 2 children. Like, you had to have done something really fucked up in order to get a DUI. If you got pulled over in the 70s and you failed the breathalyzer test, they just tell you to go home. Like, they just tell you go straight home and don't fuck up anything, and they just let you go.
Oh, I know my like you said, my grandpa's father, which would be my great grandfather. My grandpa in the middle of the night would get called at 6 in the morning, like 2 in the morning by the police, and like, you got to come get your dad. He's drunk. And you're like, what? You got to come get him. We don't want to tow the car, and I want to go home. I don't want to do the paperwork. Can you come fucking get him?
Can you just come get him so that we can just make this less of a pain in the ass?
And he goes, it was one thing to do it once, but it was like 37 fucking times.
Like
Every Friday night, he goes, as soon as that phone rang, I got my jacket on. Some night, in Wisconsin, you'd have to put the snow pants on and like snowshoes.
Well, yeah, but in Wisconsin, I'm pretty sure getting drunk and fucking with the police is just a normal pastime in Wisconsin, isn't it?
Yes.
What the fuck else are you gonna do? It's Wisconsin.
There's nothing else to do.
Yeah.
We're simple people.
Yeah, if you're not a dairy farmer and that's it, right? If you're not a dairy farmer, there ain't fuck else for you to do out there.
I mean, it was a crazy. I mean, like you said too. He said, he's really drunk. We told him to drive carefully.
Yeah, this dude had to have been such a problem that not only did he have to call his son to come and pick him up, but they had to do it so many times because they're just like, if we do this enough times, we have to do something about this. Like, we have to bring this guy in because he's this much of a problem. You know?
Oh, the other times too, he'd get a call like Monday morning, and it's the Las Vegas Police Department. Like, Dad got on a bender, decided to go to Vegas. I'm like, oh, I think I know where it comes from.
Sounds vaguely familiar.
He'd always come back home with those white shoes, like Clark from Vacation. And Cousin Eddie gave him them white shoes.
Yeah.
He'd always come back all Vegas up, hair slicked back. Or he'd wake up in Philadelphia or just wherever an airplane was going. He'd just walk up into this is 1971 or 72 ish, and he just walk up to the airport and throw some money down. Where's the plane going? Let's go.
Yeah,
Nope.
you didn't have to register, you didn't have to check your bags or any of that shit. Just be like, oh, this is going to Boston? Yeah, here's your cash.
Here you go. I'm going to Boston. Let's go.
Yep.
That's how fucked up that guy used to get every night.
God, it's one thing to like get fucked up and wake up in another town or in another dude's house, but you just wake up and you're all the way on the other side of the country.
Just cheating on his wife. There's kids all over the country. I mean, it's just, he was a real piece of shit, but he was my hero.
I mean, isn't that the case with everybody's hero? You hang out with them long enough, they do something human in front of you.
Yeah, I mean, what do you mean? Why are you crying that your wife died? Drunk every day. Smoked 4 packs of cigarettes a day. Ate at McDonald's every day. He died when he was 91.
God damn.
Nothing makes sense. You know what I mean? Nothing makes sense.
Yeah, there's dudes like that. He dies at 91, and meanwhile, there's motherfuckers that dedicate their entire lives to eating healthy and exercising, and they die at 40.
Yeah, and you know, guys, how do I put it this way? Guys without women tend at the end of their lives to hang on a lot longer. Look at Jimmy Carter.
Well, it's either they hang on a lot longer, or they end up being so attached to that woman that they just die within the next month or the next couple of years.
Yeah, I know a lot of guys that are married just because they need a mommy.
Yeah, there are a lot of people that are like that, unfortunately.
It's hilarious. I think it's funny. So you work all week. Let me get this straight. You work all week. This is my buddy. And your wife, it just goes right into your wife's account. And he goes, yeah, like all your money. He goes, every dime. What do you get to out of it? Nothing. Do you get to at least put something on the grocery list? No, she doesn't. Oh, nope. Like, why would you want to do that? What kind of life is that?
I remembered actually it was an interview that Shaq gave. He said that his granddad did that. Every single check that his granddad made, he would give it to his wife, and the men would give him shit for that all the time, and he didn't care. And then one day, Shaq asked him why he did that, and he said, "I did that so that your grandma would know how much money we actually had. I wanted her to know how much money we actually had so that she wouldn't go and spend it on stupid shit." Yeah, it's like, well, when you put it like that, you know.
Hey, if we got enough money to buy it, go ahead. Go buy it then.
Yeah. Yeah, you know how much money we have. I gave you every cent we had. You think we need it? Go ahead.
And I see these guys, man, they take a girl. First of all, they find a chick online, super hot, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you're like, well, I got to take her to a nice place. So,
you can't take. You're not going to take her to White Castle for 36 sliders.
I'm going to tell you, that's where I'm going. I think the whore stole my cheeseburgers. So you go out and you blow your whole salary on one meal. And you think that she's not going to expect that again next week? Where's that money come from? Oh, let's put it on my credit card.
Don't notice the book of coupons in your jacket pocket.
You're generally trying to pay online before you go with the coupons.
Yeah. Oh, I heard that they were doing a special deal if you came in on a Wednesday, and also if you bring 20 coupons.
Yeah, I mean the fanciest I'm going is Chili's.
Yeah, I haven't been to Chili's in a hot minute, although I have heard that they have vastly improved since the last time I went there.
Unbelievable. $10. Burger, chips, drink, and fries.
Yeah,
And,
that
you know,
sounds like a proper meal to me, man.
who doesn't want their baby back ribs?
Yeah. Have you ever? I mean, I was gonna say it's kind of hard to find bad ribs, but then I thought about it. It's like, no, but actually, it is pretty easy to fuck up ribs.
Yeah. Famous Dave's. Worst ribs ever.
Not a fan of their ribs, eh?
I'm not a big fan of ribs, but I'll eat them. You know what I mean?
No, yeah, okay, that's fair. But you just more of a chicken guy.
I just don't like I don't like eating ribs in front of people. It just makes you look like a fucking animal. Chewing meat off of a bone.
See, that's why I like it. I love eating my meat like a barbarian.
You know, the big Flintstone steaks.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my god.
You've never eaten a T-bone steak and then just looked at the bone and just be like, yeah, I could probably turn this into a hatchet.
Do that or stick it up my ass. No, I mean,
Different barbarian.
I got a bone of my own. Oh my god, these edibles are making me a fucking moron. I love it.
Don't blame the edibles for that.
Yeah, you know, I did 4.5 hours last night on them edibles.
Yeah, I somehow tapped out before you did. That was impressive.
Oh my god. So big shout out to guys like this. That's probably better listening.
Yeah,
like those were our last listeners. That was the Two Stone fan club, and we just shit on them all night.
yeah, these were the people that had faith in us, and these were the ones that showed us their support, and then we called them fat.
Yeah, I don't know. I still slowly getting the biker gang back.
I mean, to be honest, do we really want Sturgis in our corner?
Right now, we can use anybody, but you know, just to be nice, I'll show you guys the pictures of the boobies again.
Yeah, see, we got this.
God, that is unbelievable. That face.
Yeah, that's just got to be photoshopped, right?
Yeah, it looks like Daisy Duke.
Yeah, her tits are bigger than her head.
Yeah, there is kind of a big, long discrepancy from where the boobs stop and where her neck starts.
Yeah, she looks like a reverse bobblehead. She's got bobble tits.
Oh, there's some gross stuff out there, my fellas, but that's not gross. That's the good stuff. That's USDA Prime, baby. Creepy old man talk there.
It may be lies perpetuated on the internet, but I'll enjoy it nonetheless.
Yeah, I was doing a bit the other night, and they're like, "Dude, you're kind of acting like a stalker," and I'm like, "Okay, I better stop."
Wait,
just a joke.
You're acting like a stalker. Acting?
Okay, I'll back off. I'm backing off. I don't want
to. All right, my cover's blown. I get it.
I don't want to share a fucking steel toe cell.
Yeah, you end up sharing the same cell as fucking steel toe, and just be like, so about my show.
Call me a faggot, huh? I was just thinking about P. Diddy and what's another R. Kelly and the cell together. Maybe they could get a freak off together.
Yeah,
with happily ever after.
Yeah, although I think they're the ones getting pissed on.
Non-consensual. All right, we got to get off this thing. I'm sorry, I'm keeping you for 2 hours. The fucking edibles are good. Good. That's a good plan. Next time I'm going to take it before the show, so I know what to expect.
Yeah, or at least pop them like right when you get the show running.
It's a fucking Nas, man. He's a fucking bad influence on me.
How could he be? How could he be a bad influence on you? He's a family man after all.
Yeah, he's sitting on the beach currently dropping edibles. I'm like, edibles don't do shit. And now tonight, edibles do shit.
Edibles always kick in when they hear you talking shit.
He is so white. He's gonna be. He's vacationing in Florida. The only guy to go to vacation in Florida after the hurricane.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I imagine that the hotels are probably cheap as fuck.
I was gonna say, see that fucking cheap? Hey kids, we're calling you out of school for the week. We're going to Florida because of the prices.
We're going storm chasing, kids.
He's like the Al Bundy of vacations.
Yeah, his family vacation is just that movie Twister.
Oh fuck! Well, I see him sitting there, and he's the sun's beating on him, and he's the palest man I've ever seen. He's so pale. He's gonna get burnt. He's like a motherfucker.
What do you mean? Burnt is the closest thing to tan he's gonna get.
He is gonna fry. I bet right now. Like I haven't heard from him since he showed me the picture of him on the beach, and I'm like, if he stays out there longer than 45 minutes, he's gonna be in pain for this whole vacation. Everybody does when they go to Florida.
He's gonna get burnt, and then someone's gonna touch him. He's gonna scream in pain, jump into the water, and then get eaten by an alligator.
That's why that's why the nighttime is the right time. Chicks get horny at night on the beach, not during the day. That's all they do during the day is get sand in their vagina. All right. Poor man. I hope he makes it okay out of Florida.
Yeah, at least until he does the live show.
Jesus Christ, I can't wait for. I can't wait for the report of how bad the sunburn was. It was a 3rd-degree burn or 4th-degree.
You get 3rd-degree burns just from sitting in the sun. I feel like the world is just going to explode.
Now, he's a well-deserved vacation, my friend, and we'll talk to you very shortly. Thank you for the intro once again tonight.
Yes, absolutely.
Saved me. I was choking to death at the beginning because I had. Ever smoke a bowl and a piece of the fucking flaming embers gets through the bowl and hits the back of your throat?
Ah, yes, the Scooby snacks.
I got a Scooby snack right before I'm ready to go on. Oh man! All right. So, what did we learn? What did we even talk about tonight? I'm way past being high.
Well, we learned. Well, we talked about Jakey Lee getting shot, and it seems like he's going to recover, which is good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we talked about that.